You're ready to start investing. Your body's getting a little tense and your finger is nearing that buy button. This is going to be the deal that changes your finances forever. And yet, just when you want to press that button, a little voice speaks up in the back of your mind and says, "You could lose it all." And that little voice is right. You could indeed lose it all. And that's why I would like you to discover the tool of today, which is the reward risk calculation. It's something that I would have loved to learn in the past. I did not know this tool and it cost me a lot of money. I want you to avoid making the same mistakes that I made. Also, without this tool, investing is not investing, it's gambling. I want to tell you the story of where things went really bad for me, and then afterwards I'll show you how that tool works in practice. Here's a little secret. In 2021, there's nothing like Alibaba to buy. Alibaba is like Amazon, but just much bigger. They're busy in Asia, Southeast Asia. They're an absolute juggernaut. Alibaba is the one. I'm going to buy that stock because I've been following this for the last few months. Back in October 2020, this one stood at 268. Right now at 200 euros per share. It's an absolute bargain. Almost guaranteed that this stock will be going back up to 268 or maybe even higher. I'm aiming for 280. It's a done deal for me. I'm buying it. So yeah, that was back then. If I knew what I know now, I wouldn't have done it. Here's why. In the months after I made that purchase, the Chinese Communist Party cracked down really hard on their tech companies. Alibaba, JD.com, Tencent, Baidu were accused of data security malpractices, fraud, moral ambiguity because the lifestyle that they were promoting was not in tune with the values that the Communist Party wanted to promote. The whole of 2022 basically was a massive power play by the Chinese Communist Party. As you can expect, that had a massive impact also on my Alibaba share. Went from 200 to 150 to 100. It even went all the way down to 62 euros per share. I started thinking, okay, what's went wrong here? Why did this happen? What can I learn out of this experience? How can I make sure this never happens to me again? By using the reward risk calculation, I could have saved myself a great deal of trouble. Let me show you, and we'll be using the Alibaba example to get that going. So when buying this Alibaba share at 200 euros, I expected the share to go back to 268 euros or even higher, up to 280 euros within 1 year. So I had a very clear idea of the reward I was working for. 280 minus 200 equals 80 euros, right? So I was looking at 80 euros per share as a gain. What I didn't have was an equally clear idea of how much of a loss I was willing to take. And this is a key component of the reward risk calculation. You also indicate a bottom where you say, okay, if this bottom gets hit, I'm out of this deal. In hindsight, what I should have done was to say, okay, you know what, maybe I'll take like a 10% bottom, meaning I would have a difference between 200 and 180 euros of what I just said, 20 euros. And this would have brought my calculation of reward on risk to, so 80 divided by 20 equals 4 on 1. So 4 on 1 is really great. Some people are already pretty happy also with a 2 on 1. Some people just don't show up at the table if it's anything below 6 on 1. So you have to find a little bit for yourself which kind of ratio you're happy with and for which financial instruments. But this is something that you'll gain insight to after you've done a couple of trades or a couple of investments. This will become second nature to you after a while. Hey, and on a side note, if you think that this video has a pretty high reward risk ratio for you, then please hit that like button. I really appreciate it. Thanks. Want a bonus thought? This reward risk calculation gives you some level of control in what is otherwise a very volatile and complex environment. Instead of just hoping for the best, you're actually in a position where you know exactly what the future of your investment will look like, whether it's good or bad. And that is very powerful. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you'd like to have more on this topic or related topics, check out my other videos. See you there.